What's up, people? I am back. Here I am again today. Gonna bring you another wonderful math lesson. Today it's on area and perimeter. I hope you are doing well. But if you're not, it just don't bother me anyway. Alright, here we go. I am just joking. Alright, folks, just glad to be back with you today. Here we are. We're going to talk a little bit about area and perimeter today. If you know this crazy song in the background, of course, you can send that to me later. I'll play a little bit more of it at the end. Alright. So, today we're going to need a calculator for sure. So if you don't have your calculator or you don't have your cell phone close by that you can do some work on, go ahead and get that. And we're just going to review some basic items here. Okay, so I'm pretty sure you know to get the area of a square, it's side times side. All right, and we're not going to probably really be doing any of that. You guys probably know that. And for a rectangle, hopefully you know to get the area of a rectangle, it is length times width. But I just throw them on there to start with. So square is side times side, rectangle is length times width. Of course, you probably see them written this way. For square, it would be s squared, and that's where the term comes from. Okay, side times side. And for rectangle, you probably see LW like that. So length times width. So that's that. Now let's go and let's take a trip here to a couple other items we need to talk about, and we'll do a couple different versions. We'll first of all talk about the triangle. And we'll talk about how to get the area of a couple different types of triangles because they give you a couple different pictures of these. Okay, usually if we got one like that, we've got that little line dropping down. So this is probably going to be your assignment you're going to be working on. So you can see this one, they've got it turned upside down, but we've got a couple different versions of some triangles here. So I'll do some different versions with you just to help you get prepared for these. And of course down here, of course, you got the little right angle square. And let's just make up some numbers here. I don't want to give you the exact numbers that are on there. So let's say we got, let's do 30 centimeters. Down here, let's say we got 33 centimeters. Here we got 35 centimeters. And let's say we got going up and down here. So if that's 30, 17, let's make this 20. Okay, now. So it's going to ask you to do the area and perimeter of the triangle. Okay, so let's talk about the area part first. Okay, so does anybody know the area formula for a triangle? I think some of us have talked about this in class already one day, but I'm pretty sure that you guys, some said you did this in 6th grade. I'm hoping so. So it is known as base times height divided by 2, or you could say 1/2 base times height. Okay, either of those is the same thing. But that means you have to know the base and the height. So if we look back over here at our triangle, okay, the base of the triangle is 33. The height of the triangle is 20. How you know that is where the right angle touches. Okay, so where the right angle touches, it touches the base, it touches the height. So for this one, the base is 33. The height is 20, so we're going to do 33 times 20, and we're going to divide her by 2, or take half of that. So if you need to do that on your calculator, if you need to do 33 times 20, go ahead and take that out there. Okay, 33 times 20, and that is 660. But then, of course, it is half of a rectangle, okay, or half of a parallelogram, which we'll talk about here in a second. So we got to take and divide that by 2. And of course, 660 divided by 2 would be 330, and that would be centimeters squared for the area for that. Okay, so that would be the area answer. Remember, area is always going to be some unit squared, whether it's centimeters squared, feet squared, inches squared, whatever it might be. Okay, so that's the area. We got that. Now, perimeter. How do I go about getting the perimeter of this joker? All right, well, the perimeter, of course, is just adding up around all the outsides. Okay, so perimeter is all the sides. So that would be 30 plus 33 plus 35. You don't use the 20. Okay, that's not one of the outside parts. Okay, so 30 plus 33 plus 35. So if you add all that up, of course, that's 30, 60, 90, 95. 98 centimeters would be the perimeter. Okay, if you add up all the outside parts, the 20 is not an outside part, so don't use that. All right, so there's that one. There's how you do the triangle. So the area for a triangle, base times height divided by 2, or you can do 1/2 base times height. The base and the height are both touching the right angle. All right, let's try another triangle real fast. Let's see, let's do one that looks like this. This is one that always causes a lot of questions. So we've got that. And then let's say we got that. And then you got this little joker down here. Try and do one similar to one that's on the page here. Got the little right angle in the corner again here. And let's say we've got 5.7 centimeters and 4.4 centimeters, 3.2 centimeters, and over here on this part we got 3.6 centimeters. Okay, so again, let's talk about the area first. Again, that's, let me slide that up. Oh, I can't even see that drawing. All right, I'm sorry about that. So let's say we've got base times height divided by 2. Okay, so in this picture, all right, what is the base of the triangle? Well, the base of the triangle is this part down here, the 3.2. Now the height of the triangle is the one that is running this way. Okay, it is not that slanted part, it's this straight up and down part here where the right angle is. Okay, so so the height is 3.6. So I got to do 3.2, which is the base, times the 3.6, which is the height, and then divide it by 2, or take half of it, whichever way you want to think about it. Okay, so let's come back for a little trusty calculator over here and do 3 2/10 times 3 6/10, which will give me 11 52/100. If it was a rectangle or parallelogram, we'd stop there, but this is a triangle, we got to take half of it, and we divide it by 2, and that gives us 5 76/100. Okay, so that is the area. 5 76/100. All right, got that? Now, let's come and do the perimeter. Again, for the perimeter, we're just going to add up the sides. That would be these over here. Okay, that has nothing to do with the sides. That's just giving you the height. So we got to add these up. So we're adding up the sides. 5.7 plus 4.4 plus 3.2. So it may be better to actually line it up this way, straight up and down. So let's do it like that. How about that? That might be better. All right, so that's 7 plus 11, 13. Bring down your decimal. And then that's 6, 10, 13.3. Let's check that again. That's 6, 14, 13.3. All right. So 13 3/10 centimeters for that. Okay. So we're doing good. Hopefully we got the area. It's base times height divided by 2. And then the perimeter, of course, you just add up the 3 sides, of course, in the triangle, whatever it happens to be. You just add up all the outside parts. And when you add up all the sides, that gives you the perimeter. All right, it's time for... Hello, people. I'm back. Today's riddle of the day is actually a weather-related riddle. So let's see what we've got. All right. I can come in 3 forms, but this is my solid state. And when I'm hard enough on me, you're able to skate. So if you know what I am, just send me the answer to the riddle. You know how to do it. But this is my
solid state, and when I'm hard enough on me, you're able to skate. If you know the answer, just send it on in. Get you some extra credit. All right, until next time. Ciao for now, baby.
All right, let's try one of these questions, number 5 down here. So we've talked about triangles. Let's talk about the old parallelogram. All right, so a parallelogram, of course, is the item that looks somewhat like this. I'll do my best artwork here, see what we can come up with. Something that's not perfect, but it's good. Okay, so it looks like it's a rectangle. You know, it's a rectangle that's been slanted over a little bit. So you'll see this in here. You'll see a little drop down at some point, something like that. And again, you got the little right angle part dropping in there. So let's say you know down here is 30 inches. And over here on the little slanted part, let's say that's 25 inches. And then coming down through here, on our little dotted line, let's say that is 22 inches. All right. Now, do you know how to get the area of a parallelogram? If you don't, we're getting ready to talk about it, so we'll do the area over here. All right, so the area for a parallelogram is base times height. Okay, base times height. And of course, we just talked about that up there on the triangle, so you don't divide this by 2. You just do b times h. So you may see it like that. So on here, what part of this is the base? Same as the triangle, the base is the ones that are touching the right angle here, so the base is 30, and the height, of course, would be the other part that's touching over here, 22. So basically all you're doing is the base and the height and multiplying them together, 30 times 22. If you got your trusty calculator out, you can do 30 times 22 real fast. 30 times 22, 660. So the area for that, it would be 660, what's our unit here? Inches squared. Okay, 660 is right for that. Perimeter wise, okay, that means on this, of course, on a parallelogram, we've got 4 sides. So let's talk about that for just a second. At the moment, it's only giving me 2 numbers. But if it's 30 down here, then what has it got to be over here? Well, that's got to be 30 inches. And if it's 25 on this slanted side, of course, over here it's also 25 inches on this slanted side. So 25 plus 25, of course, is 50. And 30 plus 30 is 60. And so if I added up, the perimeter for this would be 110 inches. Okay, just add up the 4 outside parts of the parallelogram. Don't use the height. When you're using the perimeter, you don't use the height. You're just doing the 4 outside parts. All right, we got that. Perfect. All right, that leaves me time, just enough time to do one of these final questions you might see today. Down here at the bottom of the page, just some of these that are showing you. Find the area of the shaded region, and we have talked about this previously, but I just want to do one of those with you. So I'm going to do one that kind of looks like number 11, I believe. So I'll draw one similar to that. So it looks like this. So come up to that and come down to that. All right. So the shaded region, they've got shaded in here, is all this. The part that is unshaded, of course, is the triangle. Okay. So again, if you'll remember, let's say this is 26 inches. Let's say that this is 20 inches. And let's say we've got the right angle there. Let's say this little part right here is 14 inches. Okay. So from our last time we looked at these, if you'll remember, we did some stuff with these on circles. Okay, you got to find the area of the whole thing and then subtract out the part that is not shaded. Okay, so for this, we're going to do the area of the rectangle minus the area of the triangle. So we're taking the big figure and subtracting the smaller figure. So here we've got a rectangle, and of course you can see the length of the rectangle is 26. The width of the rectangle is 20. So I'm going to go length times width here for this part, which is 26 times 20. Alright, so here we go, 26 times 20. Should be 520 for that. Okay. Alright. So that's easy enough, just a little length times width to get the area for the whole rectangle. Now we've got to subtract that triangle part out, so I've got to get the area of the triangle. So the base of the triangle is 20, the height is 14, so that's base times height divided by 2, so that would be 20 times 14 divided by 2. 20 times 14 is, let's see, I think it's 280, but let's make sure. 20 times 14, is that 280? Yeah, 280. And 280 divided by 2, of course, is 140. All right. Now, all we got to do is subtract these two, and we've got it. So we got 520 for the big rectangle. We subtract the small triangle out. Of course, that's 0. We borrow squared is
what we have got left, so that would be the area of the shaded region. Okay, so again, just take the big one and subtract the little one, and that would give you what's left over.
all right, folks. That'll sum it up for today. So just remember the basic stuff here. Okay. Square is side times side. Rectangle is length times width. Triangle is base times height divided by 2. Parallelograms are basic base times height, very similar to the rectangle. And then if you get some of these, of course, asking for the shaded region, take your area of the big part and then subtract away the area of the little part, and you'll have what's left over in the shaded region. Okie dokie. All right, it's about time for me to go, and I hope you have a very good day.